Hi everyone, my name is Alay Yajnik, FocalPoint Business Coach, and today we're going to be talking about leadership for an unstoppable business. This video is going to be broken up into two pieces, and we're going to give you 4 different pointers that you can go back and put to use right away to build an unstoppable business. Now, first off, what do I mean by an unstoppable business? Well, I basically take the premise, and what I found in my coaching is that it's possible to build an amazing business by delighting customers. And if that's all that you do, but you only do just that, nothing can stop you. Likewise, or perhaps the inverse, if you do everything but delight your customers, you better find something else to do because you're not going to be in business very long. Especially in today's day and age, customers have options. And so the people that are going to win and the businesses that are going to win at the end of the day are the ones that absolutely find a way to motivate their entire organization to delight their customers. There's a lot of different books out there on leadership, a lot of different materials on different aspects of leadership. What we're going to do in these 2 videos is talk about 4 key tips that you can do to make yourself a more customer-focused leader. And by being a more customer-focused leader, not only are you going to delight your customers, but you are going to lead by example and drive your entire business into that direction. One of the reasons customer focus is such a passion of mine is I've spent 17 years in business in Silicon Valley. I ran a $100 million business and I built a $5 million business from the ground up. So I know a thing or two about delighting customers, and it's always been the secret to my success, and I'd love for that to be yours as well. So without delaying a whole lot more, let's just go ahead and get right into it. We're going to keep these videos short and to the point. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is customer interaction. It's very easy as a leader to get yourself mired in the day-to-day details of your organization. You find yourself coming in and day out, stuck in the office, stuck in meetings, working on priorities for the board, working on perhaps raising that next round of funding, working with your management team, and doing everything but talking to customers. Now, if that's you, you have to know that an unstoppable business has leadership that actually spends a lot of time with customers. And what I mean by a lot of time is I'm talking about maybe 10 to 25% of your time is spent with customers. And if that seems like a lot, what I would challenge you to do is, as a leader, you're setting priorities for your team. You have got to know what's going on with your best customers. Now, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about your very best customers. The more times you spend with them, the more of a reality check you're going to get, and that's going to empower you to drive your organization in the exact right way to continue to delight those customers and get new customers exactly like it. Because one thing you have to understand about customer strategy and delighting customers, it all starts with you. As the leader of your organization, you have to first lead by example, and that means sitting down and meeting with customers. Once you make it a priority of yours, it's amazing how many people in your organization will make it a priority of theirs. And there's nothing so strong in an argument than actually providing some real customer data and some real customer feedback. It absolutely just obliterates all the objections and shuts down all the arguments. And the closer you are to the customer, the better off your organization is going to be. So, as a leader, the customer experience starts with you. You have got to take it upon yourself to interact with your best customers on a regular basis. And like I said, 10 to 25% is about all we're looking at to get started. It would be great if you could spend more, but that's the bare minimum that all customer-focused leaders will be able to do. The second tip is actually taking ownership of what goes on with your customers. Now, we call the customer experience the thing that happens from the moment the customer starts interacting with your organization all the way through the entire product or service delivery process. And as the leader of your organization, the buck stops with you. Owning that customer experience, figuring out what's going well, figuring out what's not going well, and going back and sorting through those things absolutely starts with you and ends with you. Again, in customer-focused leadership, the buck stops with you. By owning the customer experience, what I mean by that, if it's not clear, is you're actually, again, based on your conversations with your customers, taking the time to realize what's going really well when they interact with your business, and where are some areas that can be improved. What are some things that are not delighting your customers? Perhaps you're not spending enough time as an organization with your customers, or perhaps you're spending so much time with your customers that they're getting a little annoyed with you. I've had it happen both ways, where customers can sometimes complain that they're not hearing from you enough. And the inverse is also true, where customers will sometimes complain that they're hearing from so many different people in your organization all the time that it's getting really irritating. They just want to talk to one person when they need them. So ownership of that customer experience absolutely starts with you. And one thing I would recommend to do that, if you haven't already, is try it out yourself. And I'm not talking about bringing in mystery shoppers, although those are good, but trying it out yourself, putting yourself through what the customer goes through and really experiencing it, getting yourself in their shoes and with a critical eye, looking at what's going really well when they interact with you and what can potentially be improved. All right, so just a quick recap here. The two things we talked about here today, 2 of the 4 tips. The first one is interacting with the customer. You should interact with your customers 10 to 25% of the time at a minimum on a regular basis. And when you interact with them, taking that next step and actually owning the customer experience. Those are 2 of the 4 keys that you want to have in place to have a really unstoppable business. In the next video, I'm going to give you the other 2 keys. My name is Alay Yajnik, and I'm a certified FocalPoint business coach.